It's time for the senko masterclass. The senko is probably the most iconic but also widely used soft plastic in the bass fishing world, especially here on FishBrain. Today, instead of looking at one body of water, let's look at pretty much all of Boston area that I live in. We'll look at the top baits for largemouth bass. We always see is senko, 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 4-inch senko, senko. So as you can see, the senko is where it's at. So why is the senko the juice? It doesn't really emulate a fish. We have baits that really look like a fish. However, when it comes to the senko, the two main keys that it has is one, this kind of light wiggling that you get when it's falling on slack line. Kind of looks like a fish that's dying or been hit and stunned and makes it a really easy target for bass. But also, when the senko was first designed by Gary Yamamoto, it wasn't designed to be a wacky rig worm. It was actually designed to be fished on an EWG hook like this and worked like a soft jerkbait, like a fluke. When you have a senko rigged up like this, you can fish it just like a soft jerkbait and get those rad cuts and bass will just kill it. But also when you're fishing around grass or a lot of laydowns and there's a lot of different snags, what's a really great option is casting this out and then lifting it and letting it fall. And what this senko will do, it will kind of fall on a very nice vertical fall. You'll get just the movement out of the tail, but it won't get caught up. And once it's in that cover, you can kind of shake it in there to see if any bass are kind of hiding deep in that cover and then just pop it right back out. Speaking of using an EWG with a senko, one of my favorite ways to use it is actually with one of these Zinker Z's from Z-Man, these super stretchy Zinkers. The big thing here is actually we're going to rig this for backsliding. So how we rig a stickworm for a backslide is we're going to take our Zinker and we're going to fold it with the tail side, this pointier side, shorter than the head side. Then we're going to take our EWG and rig it right through that bend. And then we're going to rig this just like a normal Texas rig. It looks kind of stupid, but let me cook. Now here's the completed rig. As you can see, the line ties right here. This EWG is in the middle, and then your hook points back here. Now what this does is that when you lift this bait up, it's going to kind of fold and go up, and then you drop your rod tip and let it have slack. And what's going to happen is because all this weight is towards the front of this worm, your worm, especially these high floating Z-Man soft plastics, will want to slide back towards cover. This backsliding is super deadly when you can cast this worm right in front of a piece of cover, give it slack, and let this worm slide back into that cover or into that bass's face. And when it comes to fishing a senko, it's not 100%, but at least for myself, when I'm using an EWG and using a senko as like a soft jerkbait or backsliding, I do prefer the bigger 5-inch sizes. However, when I'm fishing a wacky rig, I like going down to that 4 or 3-inch size, or just using a senko that got ripped up at the head from too many fish catches. So what are you waiting for? Get out there.